The performance out here has been nothing but sensational.
US largest aircraft carrier ROCKED, renowned as one of the world's most advanced aircraft carriers called the USS Gerald R. Ford, faced the full might of nature during a routine patrol in the vast Indo-Pacific region. This wasn't just any storm, it was a powerful beast known as Typhoon Fury. As Typhoon Fury escalated alarmingly from a Category 3 to a fearsome Category 5 storm in barely a day, the sailors found themselves in the midst of a gripping story, and you will never believe what they did. So what exactly happened? Well, the storm intensified at a dizzying pace, with mind-boggling wind speeds blasting past 150 miles per hour, and monstrous waves rising higher than 40 feet. So what causes storms to ramp up so dramatically? Well, it's typically tied to a mix of advantageous atmospheric conditions and warm ocean waters. According to insights from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, a full-blown Category 5 hurricane features relentless winds exceeding 157 miles per hour, which can spell catastrophic devastation. When Typhoon Fury bore down on the carrier, Captain Paul Lanzillotta knew the stakes were high, and that prompt, decisive action was essential. With no time to lose, he ordered the ship to turn directly into the waves, a critical maneuver aimed at preventing capsizing. It was a clever and vital strategy. By confronting the waves head-on, the carrier could achieve greater stability amid the chaos swirling around. However, despite this astute decision, the ship began to pitch and roll dramatically, leading to reports of minor flooding in various compartments and temporary breakdowns in communication systems. But the crew didn't falter. They sprang into action, working tirelessly around the clock to tackle these challenges head-on. All that training they received kicked in as they flawlessly executed emergency protocols with laser-like focus. Damage control teams were dispatched immediately to manage and contain flooding, while others ensured that communication lines remained active and effective. Before the storm truly struck, the crew made diligent efforts to secure all aircraft and equipment stationed on the deck. They tied down the fleet of FA-18 Super Hornets, which are such crucial assets for any carrier strike group, with the utmost care and precision. However, even with all their thorough preparations, one aircraft was unfortunately swept off the deck by the unprecedented wind strength of the storm. Thankfully, despite this loss, there were no personnel casualties, a true testament to the combination of luck and strict safety protocols working in tandem. Losing an aircraft is undeniably a major setback for any naval operation, yet this situation brings to light an essential truth in military readiness. No matter how meticulous your planning may be, unforeseen challenges can and often do emerge. The fact that the USS Gerald R. Ford managed to stay operational despite these setbacks speaks volumes regarding both its innovative design and engineering prowess. The aftermath. As the ferocious storm began to calm and the first hints of daylight broke across the turbulent sea, the crew of the USS Gerald R. Ford sprang into action with an urgency that was palpable. The very first task was to ensure that every single member of the crew was accounted for and safe. This critical responsibility fell to Captain Paul Lanzillotta, the ship's commanding officer, who wasted no time in mobilizing damage control teams. Their mission was clear: thoroughly inspect both the ship and its immediate surroundings. This immediate response was absolutely vital. In military operations, time is not just of the essence. It can mean the difference between life and death when it comes to both personnel and equipment. To handle the distressing situation of the downed aircraft, the crash and salvage team, specially trained for emergencies like this, was activated without delay. These skilled individuals are armed with specialized tools and vehicles that allow for rapid response, even in the most high-pressure situations. The moment called for their expertise, and they were ready to rise to the occasion. The recovery operation kicked off with a systematic assessment of the conditions on deck. The dedicated crash and salvage team worked tirelessly to remove debris from around the site where the FA-18 had gone down. This crucial initial step was about making the work area safe, ensuring that recovery efforts could proceed without further hazards or complications. Once the area was cleared and secure, the focus shifted to stabilizing the aircraft itself. The FA-18 Super Hornet is a marvel of engineering, a sophisticated piece of machinery that requires careful handling. Making sure it was stable was essential. Any additional damage would only complicate the recovery process. To achieve this, the team employed forklifts and mobile firefighting vehicles, each equipped with state-of-the-art firefighting capabilities, beginning the delicate task of lifting and transporting parts of the aircraft that had been forcibly displaced by the storm. The recovery process wasn't just a random scramble, it was a meticulously orchestrated operation that truly highlighted highlighted how important training and teamwork are among crew members. Every step was executed with careful precision. The crew made sure that any potential obstacles were cleared away before they even thought about lifting or moving anything. The use of heavy machinery was key, showcasing the incredible benefits of modern naval technology, which allowed for efficient maneuvering around the aircraft while ensuring that safety protocols were strictly followed. Once the aircraft was successfully retrieved, the teams didn't just pack up and head home. They conducted thorough inspections using thermal imaging cameras, powerful tools that helped ensure no residual heat or hidden hazards were left behind. Once the FA-18 Super Hornet was back in safer hands, crew members came together for a debriefing session. This moment of reflection on their experiences during the harrowing Typhoon Fury event was crucial. Debriefing is an essential aspect of military operations. It provides teams with the opportunity to dissect what happened, identify any areas needing improvement, and enhance preparedness for future challenges. Through this reflection, the necessity for rigorous training in emergency situations became even more apparent, especially when considering severe weather scenarios like Typhoon Fury. Moreover, witnessing the effectiveness of advanced naval equipment during such recovery operations underscored its vital role in ensuring that the crew remained operationally ready no matter the circumstance. The successful execution of these rescue operations didn't just save the day, it served as a showcase of the strong camaraderie among crew members, a cohesive spirit that is absolutely crucial when the pressure is on. The aftermath of Typhoon Fury and the resulting recovery of the FA-18 Super Hornet from the USS Gerald R. Ford vividly demonstrate nature's unpredictability and humanity's remarkable ability to adapt and overcome challenges. The quick and skilled response by trained personnel ensured that no lives were lost, reinforcing the Navy's unwavering commitment to safety and operational excellence. But how did the aircraft carrier hold up? The USS Gerald R. Ford showcased incredible resilience during and after its encounter with the fierce Typhoon Fury, making it clear just how effective its advanced design and construction really are. Once the storm passed, this remarkable aircraft carrier emerged remarkably unscathed, a testament to the rigorous and comprehensive testing it underwent before being deployed into service. It wasn't just built to sail, it was expertly engineered to handle whatever Mother Nature threw its way. Let me explain. Ford-class carriers are designed with an impressive ability to endure extreme conditions, a fact that was put to the test during the ship's recent full ship shock trials. Can you imagine the intensity? During these trials, the USS Gerald R. Ford was subjected to controlled detonations underwater with approximately 40,000 pounds of explosives. This was no small feat. These blasts were powerful enough to register as a 3.9 magnitude earthquake on seismic monitors. The purpose of these tests was to validate not only the ship's shock resistance, but also its operational capabilities when facing severe stress. Definitely a true test of engineering. The results from these trials were quite reassuring. The carrier sailed through all the tests without suffering any major injuries or flooding. Just minutes after the explosions, helicopters were landing on the deck like pros, proving that operational readiness was not just maintained, but was operating at full throttle even amid such intense tests. Captain Paul Lanzillotta, the commanding officer, remarked that these trials dramatically showcased the ship's ability to withstand formidable shocks and continue its operations under tough conditions. That's no small accomplishment. What sets the USS Gerald R. Ford apart are its several cutting-edge design features, all created to boost its durability and operational efficiency. One standout element is the incorporation of an electromagnetic aircraft launch system. This system revolutionizes how aircraft are launched from the carrier, making the process more efficient than with traditional steam catapults. This exciting innovation not only ramps up launching capacity, but it also cuts down on the number of crew members needed and reduces operational costs over time. Can you say win-win? The construction of Ford-class carriers involved a great deal of advanced computer modeling and detailed analysis to guarantee they could withstand tough battle scenarios. Brian Metcalf, the manager of the Navy's Future Aircraft Carrier Program Office, explained that these shock trials provided valuable data and insights that could help modify future Ford-class vessels now in the works. It's like taking lessons from the past to improve the future. After braving Typhoon Fury, the USS Gerald R. Ford didn't just sit back and relax. It underwent extensive inspections to check for any potential damage from the storm. Incredible reports came in indicating that the ship remained fully operational despite the severe weather it experienced. The crew's rapid response in addressing minor flooding and ensuring communication systems stayed intact was a remarkable showcase of their training and preparedness for emergency situations. Talk about teamwork. The whole episode with Typhoon Fury further solidified trust in the ship's design and the capability of its crew. The way they handled both the natural disaster and the controlled explosive test reflects a strong commitment to resilience, not just in engineering, but also in human skill and ingenuity. It's a powerful reminder that ships like the USS Gerald R. Ford are not just pieces of machinery. They are a blend of cutting-edge technology and the unwavering dedication of the people who serve on them. It's a fantastic synergy that embodies the strength and preparedness needed in the face of unexpected challenges. But what would have happened if the ship failed? What's the big deal? The potential loss of the USS Gerald R. Ford would be a devastating blow, not just for the US Navy, but for national security and even global stability as we know it. Being the most advanced aircraft carrier in the world, the Ford stands as a cornerstone of American maritime power. Its absence would send shockwaves through military operations, reshape foreign policy, and disturb the balance of power on the seas in ways we can hardly imagine. Launched in 2017, the USS Gerald R. Ford isn't just a ship. It represents years of innovative naval design and strategic thinking. With a staggering construction cost that exceeds $13 billion, this aircraft carrier integrates 23 cutting-edge technologies that redefine what a naval vessel can do. Two standout features include the electromagnetic aircraft launch system and advanced arresting gear. These state-of-the-art advancements enable the Ford to achieve a higher sortie rate while operating with a smaller crew compared to earlier Nimitz-class carriers. This translates to enhanced operational efficiency and combat readiness. The Ford is like the next-gen smartphone of aircraft carriers, showcasing a generational leap in naval capabilities, ensuring that the US Navy stays at the forefront of maritime power around the globe. Historically, aircraft carriers have been pivotal in military engagements, serving as floating air bases ready to respond swiftly to crises anywhere. Just think back to recent tensions in the Mediterranean. Following conflicts in Israel, the Ford was deployed as part of its carrier strike group to help deter escalation and reassure America's allies. Its presence is not just about showing off muscle, it serves as a powerful deterrent against adversaries, reinforcing US commitments to ensuring regional security. In today's world marked by geopolitical tensions, whether we're looking at conflicts in the South China Sea or unrest in Eastern Europe, the loss of such a formidable asset would dramatically weaken the United States' ability to deter potential threats. The carrier isn't just a piece of floating hardware, its ability to launch airstrikes, conduct surveillance operations, and provide support for ground forces makes it absolutely essential in the world of modern warfare. It's fairly clear that the loss of the USS Gerald R. Ford could reshape the dynamics of power both on the seas and across the entire globe. The implications go beyond just military readiness. They touch on the very fabric of international relations. Nations watching the US respond or not respond in times of crisis would inevitably rethink their alliances, strategies, and even their testaments to American strength. So it's not just a ship we're talking about here. It's a crucial part of a global system that relies on strong, capable naval presence. What about the Super Hornet? Losing an FA-18 Super Hornet would be a major setback for the US Navy, shaking the very foundations of its operational capabilities. This isn't just a loss of a plane, it's a hit to military readiness and national security as a whole. The FA-18 Super Hornet isn't just any aircraft, it's one of the Navy's key players in maintaining air superiority and executing strike missions. This aircraft stands at the forefront of ensuring that the United States continues to dominate the skies, which is no small feat. When we talk about the Boeing FA-18EF Super Hornet, we're looking at a carrier-capable multi-role fighter aircraft that really brings versatility to the table. This plane is like the Swiss Army knife of the sky, ready to take on various roles, whether it's air superiority, strike warfare, electronic warfare, reconnaissance, or close air support. Each of these roles is vital, and the Super Hornet excels in all of them. Now let's break down some of the standout specifications that showcase its impressive capabilities. And let let me tell you, this is insane. First up, speed and range. This bird can hit a maximum speed of Mach 1.8, which is roughly 1,190 miles per hour. That's not just fast, it's incredibly fast. With a combat radius exceeding 400 nautical miles, the Super Hornet can engage targets from impressive distances, ensuring it can strike before the enemy even sees it coming. Next, let's talk armament. This aircraft has some serious firepower. It can carry a wide variety of weapons that make it a formidable opponent in the air and on the ground. Armed with air-to-air missiles like the AM-120 AMRAAM and the AM-9 Sidewinder, it's ready to protect the skies. Plus, it has precision-guided munitions like the JDAMs or Joint Direct Attack munitions in its arsenal. And don't forget about its internal 20mm M61A2 rotary cannon, which is designed for those intense close combat situations where every shot counts. Another aspect that sets the Super Hornet apart is its advanced avionics. This aircraft is equipped with the latest radar systems capable of detecting and engaging multiple targets all at once. Imagine being able to locate several threats in the skies while also coordinating your attack. That's next level strategic advantage. Plus, its electronic warfare capabilities mean it can jam enemy radar and mess with missile guidance to keep itself and its comrades safe. Finally, let's shine a spotlight on adaptability. This aircraft isn't just stuck in one mode of operation, it can easily pivot between different mission types. Whether it's engaging in aerial combat, taking on ground attack missions, or even assisting with aerial refueling, the Super Hornet transforms itself to meet the needs of the moment. This remarkable versatility is why it's often referred to as a force multiplier in the high-stakes game of modern warfare. Strategic importance to the US. During operations in Iraq and Afghanistan, Super Hornets weren't just flying around aimlessly. They were crucial for providing close air support to ground troops who depended on them for safety and effectiveness in real combat scenarios. Without these jets, the Navy's ability to dominate the skies and support troops on the ground would be severely compromised. In today's world, where tensions are rising in regions like the South China Sea, having a robust naval presence is more crucial than ever. The Super Hornet is perfectly designed for this task, as it can project power straight from aircraft carriers. This means that whenever a threat emerges, the US military can jump into action quickly, demonstrating both strength and reassurance to allies who rely on American support in unstable areas. If the Navy were to lose even a single Super Hornet, it wouldn't just be a matter of losing a plane. It could significantly diminish operational readiness and hamper the Navy's capability to conduct sustained operations effectively. Now, if we look back historically, we can see that aircraft like the FA-18 have been pivotal in shaping military outcomes throughout various conflicts. Take Operation Desert Storm, for example. Super Hornets were not just there for show, they executed precision strikes against high-value targets with incredible accuracy. This impressive track record reinforces their importance in modern military strategy. History has shown us that having reliable aircraft on hand can mean the difference between success and failure in mission-critical moments. Let's not forget the story of dependability that the FA-18 Super Hornet embodies. Since its introduction in 2002, this aircraft has built a solid reputation for reliability and efficiency. Just think about Operation Enduring Freedom, where Super Hornets flew thousands of sorties with astounding mission success rates. Their versatility means they can tackle a wide range of roles, from air-to-air combat to ground attack, making them incredibly valuable assets for US forces operating on multiple fronts. The economic impact of losing an FA-18 Super Hornet would also be noteworthy. Each of these aircraft comes with a hefty price tag of around $66 million, and that's before even factoring in the ongoing maintenance and operational costs. So when we talk about the FA-18 Super Hornet, we're not merely discussing an aircraft, we're delving into a symbol of military strength, readiness, and economic significance. Its reliability, proven track record, and adaptability make it an indispensable part of US naval operations in today's complex global landscape. How would the military adapt if it had to face these challenges without it? That's a conversation worth having. How capable would the Navy be? Look, as capable and as important these things are, it will be like a dent on the US military. The US Navy operates approximately 540 FA-18 Super Hornets, which include both single-seat FA-18E and dual-seat FA-18F variants. These aircraft serve as the backbone of naval aviation, providing essential capabilities for air-to-air combat, ground attack, and reconnaissance missions. The Navy also maintains 11 aircraft carriers, each capable of deploying a complement of Super Hornets, along with other aircraft types. This fleet structure allows for a flexible and responsive naval aviation force that can project power across the globe. The US Navy holds the title of the most powerful Navy in the world, so what gives it that edge? It's a mix of advanced technology, strategic positioning, and a formidable fleet, all factors that contribute to its unmatched operational capabilities and ongoing global presence. One of the standout features of the Navy's might is its impressive fleet of aircraft carriers. With a whopping 11 aircraft carriers at its disposal, the US leads the pack, followed by China, which has 3, and Russia, which comes in at just 1. These carriers aren't just floating vessels, they function as mobile air bases, ready to deploy air power rapidly wherever it's needed. No wonder they're essential for the Navy's ability to project force across vast distances. But it doesn't stop there. The US Navy is also equipped with cutting-edge technology that gives its vessels and aircraft a serious leg up in any confrontation. Take the FA-18 Super Hornet, for example. This multi-role fighter isn't just about good looks. It is a unique marvel engineering that makes the US one of the top militaries in the world. This aircraft is indispensable in the fast-evolving landscape of modern warfare. The blend of state-of-the-art technology and versatile platforms truly sets the Navy apart, enabling it to maintain its competitive edge over any potential adversaries. Now, let's talk about global presence. The US Navy doesn't just sit back in one location, it maintains major naval bases in over 10 countries across 4 continents. This kind of persistent forward presence is crucial. It reassures allies and sends a clear message to adversaries. When crises arise, the Navy can respond with remarkable speed, and this strategic positioning also nurtures diplomatic relations through effective military cooperation. Furthermore, the strength of the US Navy is magnified by its alliances with key partners like Japan, South Korea, and Australia. Together, these allied navies create a formidable maritime coalition, capable of executing joint operations seamlessly. Another integral aspect of the Navy's power is its missile capabilities. The US Navy boasts more than 9,000 vertical launch tubes for long-range cruise missiles. To put that into perspective, that's far more than China's 1,000 launch tubes. This incredible arsenal empowers the Navy to carry out significant offensive operations against potential adversaries, ensuring the US can effectively project its power even in contested environments. But did you know the naval rivalry between China and the United States is like a high-stakes chess match? As we roll into 2024, China's People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN, is making waves with over 370 ships. Yep, it's the biggest navy out there. And guess what? They're on track to grow to 395 ships by 2025 and 435 by 2030. Meanwhile, the US Navy is holding steady at about 290 ships, aiming for 300 by the early 2030s. While the US might have fewer ships, they pack a punch with advanced technology. Now, let's talk specifics. The US boasts 11 aircraft carriers, real game changers for global power projection. In contrast, China's got only 2, but is quickly ramping up its carrier fleet. The US also leads the pack with roughly 92 destroyers, while China's floating around 50, but China takes the lead in submarines, having about 78 compared to the US's 68. And don't overlook the smaller vessels. China's outnumbering the US with around 72 corvettes to just 22. This reflects their focus on regional defense. On the tech front, the US still holds the edge with superior naval tech, including 5th generation maritime launched aircraft and high-tech missile systems. When it comes to total tonnage, the US fleet tips the scales at about 3.6 million tons, nearly double that of China's fleets, which is just over 2 million tons. That tonnage gives the US a real operational advantage for missions far beyond regional waters. Looking ahead though, China's shipbuilding capacity is a game changer. It's estimated to be 232 times larger than that of the US. If these trends continue, we might see China's fleet surpassing the US in size and capability within the next decade. So while China might currently have the numbers, the US still retains key advantages in carrier strength and technological prowess that will influence future maritime security dynamics. But what's your thoughts on this? Let's know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.